Welcome to Arabian Property Pulse. This is the first time we've actually had an interview for our podcast. Normally it's just me talking about the market or what's happening here in Dubai, or around the world, or in Qatar. But today I'm joined by Baya Laouiti from Tunisia.
Yes.
Correct? So great to have Baya with us. This is, again, the first time I've done an interview. First time you've done an interview? Let's wish us both
like
luck.
Official with the camera and things, yeah.
All right. So the reason I've asked you to come in today is last year, for 2024, you were our top agent in Qatar.
Yes.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about that, but just give us your backstory. So how long have you been in Qatar? How long have you been working for NelsonPark?
I'm in Qatar since 2018. I came here April 2018. I've joined NelsonPark July 2018. It was so quick.
Wow, it was quick.
It was.
Yeah. And I contacted you through LinkedIn.
Indeed, I was scrolling to apply for jobs, and it was my first time to encounter something called real estate, and I've seen the page of NelsonPark, and I was like curious, and it's like, yeah, I mean, this is something new. I dared to challenge it.
Right.
I loved the description, the role description of the job. It's like being mobile, lots of time flexibility, like you own your own time. And of course, high commission and meeting lots of people because I'm sociable. So I like this. I'm tired from sitting behind the desk for many years, though I was an auditor, but it was tiring job, you know. It's not like real estate. You're having fun, but at the same time, you're helping and assisting others, you know. And it's
so switching from being an auditor to real estate, that's a big shift. I always get the question that I was a banker switching to real estate. What's it like going from audit to real estate? It's
totally different because you don't have a checklist to work on. You have to be flexible according to people's personalities, people's requests, and you have to adhere really to what they want. And I mean, you know, people are different, so you cannot standardize all of them. And you have to understand his pain. Like, really, some people are suffering to have the best home, and some of them, they don't even have an idea what's an investment, how to invest in Qatar. So you have to be the advisor, you have to be the guide, you have to be the assistant, and sometimes the friend also.
Well, as we shared last week, sometimes the therapist. Sometimes all the different roles.
Be the therapist, by the way. Yes. When people feel comfortable with you, they will tell you everything.
Indeed. I always like to say that when dealing with especially a new couple that's moved to Doha, I always like to ask them, have they had their first big cry yet? It's just the big change that they've gone through to move one country to another. It can be quite emotional.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
So you were our top agent last year.
Yeah.
Looking back, well, actually, tell me about that. What do you think contributed to your success last year? What were some of the differences that you felt that allowed you to be top performer last year?
Well, number one is referrals.
Okay.
I've built really a good reputation in this country.
Yeah.
People came to know me very well. So clients came to me like through my clients, through my landlords, which really strengthened my data.
Well, talk me through a deal. So somebody refers a client to you. Talk me through a deal last year that you closed on a referral.
A lot.
Yeah.
I did like a statistics last year. It's around 90% of my deals are referrals.
Excellent. So what was your favorite deal from last year?
The one from Qatar Airways pilot.
Oh, please tell me.
Yeah. The guy, they were dear family to me, honestly. Him and his wife, they're so kind, so sweet. And they loved the house. We've chosen an apartment for their families. And then he has been rejected from the developer for, you know, an inadherent source of fund and all of these things. And at some point, he lost hope. I didn't. I was following up with emails, meetings, you know, I was providing the developer with whatever necessary documents, whatever necessary numbers they want, bank accounts, everything.
Yeah.
And it took me like 2 months. And the day that I had the approval, I called him and I was like, Saif, congratulations, you have the house. He's like, no way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I lost hope. I even forgot about this. I don't know. You shouldn't. And you have to come tomorrow to sign your contract. And he was super, super happy.
Excellent.
Super happy. And they're my friends now, you know.
Well, I'm sure from that you'll get more referrals in the future.
Indeed.
As a result of that.
From him, I had like 3 referrals.
Yeah.
three potential referrals.
One thing that I say in our meetings quite oftenly, I was going to say I like to say, actually I don't like to say this, but unfortunately it's fact. In real estate, we get more no's than we get yeses,
Indeed.
right? So how do you stay motivated when you're getting those no's? How do you keep going?
I know that nothing is impossible as long as you meet the requirements or you are inside the rules, you know. You're not breaking rules,
Yeah,
and you are logical, and of course you have to think about others like you do for yourself.
yeah,
You know, like no, I want, for example, I will not stop until really he gets what he wants. There are lots of potential properties on the market. I can find one for him.
nice.
It really motivates me to help others. I mean, most important thing for me is to see them happy and satisfied.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but not only were you top performer last year, I think you're also top supervisor.
Indeed.
Is that right?
Yes.
So tell me about your team. You built a very strong team. Tell me about your team.
Yeah, I've built my team for 4 years now, and I've been the top supervisor
Yeah,
for almost 4 years in a row.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So first of first of all, and most important is integrity and transparency with my team,
yeah,
and I like transfer to them my values and my techniques as well.
yeah,
Like the way I'm treating clients, I want you to treat them the same way. I mean,
yeah,
no tricky things, no, I mean, do not like what we say, like mislead the
right.
client. Don't put the wrong information. Be humble, even in your worst times. If you are not able to, for example, to contact him or to answer, just tell him I'll call you in a few minutes. But
Yeah,
always be there for him.
sure.
Always answer back. Do not leave the client like with no answer just because you are in your downtimes or whatever.
Yeah,
Plus, I help with leads.
yeah,
You know, I'm super charged with sales, and then I mean supervision of the other agents.
yeah,
So if I have a lead that I cannot have time for him,
yeah,
I won't leave him waiting. I just
yeah.
pass the lead to my agents,
Hmm.
and I help them grow their incomes as well,
Nice.
and you know, broaden their knowledge more and more.
So if you were talking to somebody who's looking at joining the real estate market, what advice would you have for them to be successful? Would you encourage people to join? What kind of people would you like to have, say, join your team in the future?
Resilience,
Resilience. Yeah.
humble attitude,
Hmm.
integrity is very important to
Are
me.
real estate agents known for being humble?
Uh,
Probably not so much, right?
it's I see them like the stewards, you know, like yes, you have to be humble,
Yeah,
you know,
but
people.
confident.
Exactly, but
Yeah,
confident and
yeah,
transparent. This is the most important.
yeah. Well, you mentioned that a few times now, and you know, as maybe obviously the listeners don't necessarily, but our core values, our number one core value is integrity and transparency.
It's
And I
very
always say
important.
for an industry that it's not really known for that, that we look to separate ourselves by doing that.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
That's true.
yeah, indeed. I was going to ask you something at the beginning and I forgot, but I'm going to ask you now. So this is kind of out of the order of the questions. I was going to say to you, because we're shooting this in the morning, obviously people listen to it when they do it, so I was going to say good morning to
Good
you.
morning.
Sabah khair,
صباح الخير.
bon matin,
Bonjour.
bonjour.
Guten Morgen.
They'll say guten Morgen, because you
Guten
also speak German.
Morgen.
How good's your
Yeah.
German?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, really? How many languages do you speak?
Officially 4 languages: Arabic, French, English, a
Yeah,
bit of German because I
yeah,
came to forget it a bit.
yeah.
And I understand Latinos a bit, like Italian mostly because we are Tunisian,
Ah,
close to
buenos dias.
Italy. And,
Yeah,
I mean, this is Spanish.
I think
Yeah,
it's
this is
Spanish for
Spanish.
good morning
Buenos
or
dias.
good day actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now I'm getting close to Portuguese, you know.
Oh, really? Very good, very good. So, would you say that I mean, the joke in the company is I barely speak one language of Canadian English. Would you say having multiple languages has helped you with your clients?
So much.
Yeah,
So much, especially if the client is not comfortable talking in English. So yeah, I switched to his language,
yeah,
and it really like strengthened the relationship and makes it easy for him to deliver the
absolutely.
information.
Yeah,
Same, I mean, for me as well, you know.
yeah, yeah. Um, One or two last questions for you. And I've kind of asked you this, but I'm going to ask you maybe a slightly different way. If you were to look back over all the years you've been in with NelsonPark, what's the biggest lesson you've learned in doing this that's made you successful? over the last few years?
Having a salary job is not a job.
That's not for you?
It's
Right.
not for me at
Now, do your
all.
friends think you're crazy going on
I
commission?
discovered this a bit late, but it's not too late.
Yeah.
I mean, alhamdulillah.
Mm.
But yeah, I've realized that having only, I mean, counting only on salary or
Yeah.
just like accept your fate, like, no, I'm in this job. I won't change. I won't take a risk. No, I took
Yeah.
a risk.
Yeah.
I left my previous position. It was a strong position in an international company.
Yeah.
And I dared to, enter the real estate world, and I have never ever regretted this.
Good for you. Excellent.
Yes.
I know you have two beautiful children.
Yes.
How do you balance it all? How do you make it happen with you? Obviously I know your husband well, two beautiful children, trying to put it all together. What I guess I should ask you maybe what passions, I know your family's a big part of this, do you have outside of work? I know I think you're learning a certain skill right now, which I'm
Jiu-jitsu.
getting a bit nervous about actually.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Tell me, what belt are you now?
I'm still white, of course. It needs like 1 year and a few months
Okay.
to change into another belt.
Yeah.
But I have a stripe.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did your husband do jiu-jitsu as well?
He joined me.
Yeah,
He
he
got
probably
jealous.
should. He probably should.
He saw how energetic I became and
Yeah.
how positive, and it
Yeah.
enhanced my like energy during the day with the clients. Now I'm balancing more my day, by the way, and
Yeah.
and I have more energy now to work more and more. Actually, if you remember, I didn't have strong results at the beginning of last year,
Mhm.
and then once I joined jiu-jitsu, everything.
Yeah. It's almost, it sounds contradictory, right? But often having something else in your life, particularly something physical,
Indeed.
you get the frustrations out, right? You get the energy
It
out.
boosted my stamina.
Right.
Indeed.
It's amazing what it can do.
It's so much. Now it's back to your question. Time management.
Mhm.
Take your priorities.
Yep.
I mean, work in the morning, I have to drop the kids or my husband will help.
Yeah.
Office, my agents, my clients.
Yeah.
Then there is a time to take the kids for jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah.
Or swimming classes.
Yeah.
I stop working at that time, and then I have even 1 hour, I'll take a client, even for one viewing.
I have another question for you. Obviously, we talked about what you've been doing, what your team, your manager, Mohammed Mujahid.
Yes.
I'm putting you on the spot. What's the best lesson you learned from Mujahid?
Cool down.
Cool down?
Oh my God.
Yeah, tell me.
He has a strong ability in holding his breath
Yeah.
in very stressful situations.
Yeah.
And take a breath and take time to think, and then he will tell you what to do, or like if I'm nervous or
So what's the Arabic word for cool down? What's the phrase?
Hudu.
Is that
He's
just
so
like just calm down?
Hudu. Head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to learn that myself, I think. So
He's not impulsive.
No, I agree. I agree. What's one question I didn't ask you that I should have asked you? There's a difficult one for you. So what haven't I asked you that you want to tell me about?
The trend to the clients these days.
Yeah. So what do you see happening in the market?
Very important that I'm encountering. For almost 1 year and a half, or almost 2 years, is that some clients are not aware that they can own properties,
right,
freehold in Qatar.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's no longer 99 years in Pearl. It's no longer 99 years in Lucille.
So you're making a pitch basically right
Indeed,
now. Okay,
yeah.
good.
Because I got astonished, like, Baya, is that apartment 99 years and it's in the Pearl? No,
Yeah.
it's a freehold.
Yeah.
It's a freehold property, and the procedure how to apply for the residency permit, and that you are eligible for residency permit, and like lots of advantages from buying a property in Qatar.
Yeah.
People are still not aware. They are welcome for any question, anytime.
Excellent.
I'll answer all your questions, of course, according to the Ministry of Justice rules and law.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. Like, people still are not aware of this. Like,
I'll tell you a secret.
Yes.
Guess what the topic of our next podcast is? This issue. About ownership and freehold and visas and things like that, both for here and for Dubai. So
call me.
Exactly, indeed. Baya, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
I appreciated
Thank you for your
having
time
an
as
interview.
well.
Wish you the best of luck in the future. Congratulations again on last year.
Thank you so much.
Really well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us, and I hope to do other interviews in the future, and we'll see how it goes. Take care.